Welcome back, everyone. I am the Depressed Eeyore, and this is Arkham Horror, the card game. We're going to be finishing up the path to Carcosa with Jim Carcosa. This is my second attempt to record this. Again, our cursed whatchamacallit, that stupid weakness from Magnus Baker, kind of caused us some issues because I keep forgetting it exists. And unfortunately, that's something I can't really easily rewind. So I just went ahead and just scrapped it and started over. I did have a pretty rough start. It wasn't the worst. Honestly, it's every time this duo here, we tend to have just kind of a rough start where we get swarmed with a lot of junk while we're trying to get set up, and then once we kind of endure it and get through it, everything kind of falls into place, and it just becomes a well-oiled machine. In any case, I'm going to go ahead and go through the setup first because it does have some directions that do kind of matter. So, we have more. We have 6 or more doubt and total doubt and conviction, and I have more conviction than doubt. So that's going to be version 3. So that's going to go here, and then we get a bunch of these starting locations. Okay, and then you go here, you go there. Oh, sorry, I have these backwards. Oh, actually, I have everything backwards. One second. That's what we want. Okay, sorry about that. And then Palace of the King. Okay. All right, those are all set up. Those are set up. I don't need these cards anymore. I can just go to hell. All right, don't need these anymore, or that anymore. All right, just to verify again, yeah, version 3, we're good to go. We got the randomized stuff here. We opened the path below, so we are going to start at the shores of Holly. We have 9 tally marks for the Chasing the Stranger, which is our first time ever doing that. So we don't actually add any doom to the agenda. Each investigator is going to take direct horror equal to half their sanity rounded down. So that's going to be 3 here and 4 here. And then we also need to remove the Man in the Pallid Mask from the deck. So that's why we wanted to do this first, just to get it out of the way. So yeah, this guy, I keep forgetting he exists, and you have to put the curses in, and it does influence your die rolls, unfortunately. So, or not die rolls, but your skill checks. And it's not something you can really easily rewind. So yeah, we're going to just try this again and hopefully do a little bit better in more ways than one. All right, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle this deck and read this. Madness coils, and now far away over leagues of tossing waves, I saw the moon dripping with spray, and beyond the towers of Carcosa rose behind the moon. What's-his-face cannot be defeated, and if there are 6 damage on What's-his-face, advance this agenda. 7 doomed to advance. In Lost Carcosa, you have opened the path to Carcosa in order to stop those who wish to free What's-his-face from his prison in the stars. Only you can put an end to this madness, and 4 clues to advance, and you have to advance immediately. We have skulls, cultist, and tablets. Skulls are -2, -4 if you have no remaining sanity, which is none of us, but we're close. We're 1 away. Cultist is reveal another token. If you fail, take 1 horror. And then there's tablet, which is -3, and if you fail and What's-his-face is in play, you have to place a clue on your location. All right, so with all that, let's go ahead and do a mulligan. We actually had a good mulligan, which unfortunately is probably not going to be the same now. It's okay. It's not the best, but it's okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and keep all this. Okay. None of our spells. Alright, and then over here, deal orange, weakness. Alright, well, we can start with the Granny Orn right off the bat. Everything else here is kind of unnecessary. Rise to the occasion is not going to help us here. Defiance will, this will not. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm kind of okay with. I'm not. Well, I'll take it back. I'm not very happy about this because I don't have any of my usual kit, but that's okay. We'll work with what we got. Shovel this. Shovel this. Investigation phase. Let's go. Agnes first. I'm gonna go ahead and get out Arcane Initiate. I am gonna go with Doom. I'm gonna take the top 3, or search top 3 for a spell. That's a spell, but not what we're looking for. Next action, I'm going to go ahead and get out Forbidden. Yeah, I'll go ahead and get out Forbidden Knowledge. I'm going to go ahead and spend one of these to gain a resource and put a horror on you. And then I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 to get out Holy Rosary. Over here, we're going to go ahead and spend 4 to get out Granny Orn. Okay. And then I'll go ahead and investigate. I'm going to go ahead and commit an occult theory. So that's going to put me at 8 to 3. That is a pass. And then I'm going to investigate again. This time I'm just going to do Defiance. So this is going to be a 4 to 3. And we pass again. We get another clue. Alright, enemy phase, no enemies, upkeep. Okay, Fearless, I can live with that. Just a quick check. Yeah. I was just making sure I shuffled, which I did. Alright, upkeep. Alright, our weakness. And some silly stuff that we can't really do much with. That's okay. Mythos. First Doom. We're at 2 of 7 because we have Arcane Initiate out. This will get Surge. Rotting Remains. Okay. I am going to go ahead and commit this Fearless. So this is going to make it 7 to 3. Sorry. 8 to 3. Okay, we do pass. I'm going to heal 2 horror. Meanwhile, over here, okay. If you have horror on you greater than twice your sanity, okay. And you have to spend 5 to get rid of it. Okie dokie. Well, we definitely want to get rid of the possessions because of the stinger at the end. So we'll deal with that when it comes. Alright, in the meantime, let's go ahead and go to the investigation phase. Let's start with Patrice here. I'm going to go ahead and investigate and commit a perception. So that's going to put us at 5 to 3. That is -2 right now because we have remaining sanity. So we do get a clue. And we draw a card. A Winging It. That's neat. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and investigate again. Unexpected Courage this time around. I mean, it's either that or I try to fight. But fighting is not a great answer. I could do Improvised Weapon. And then go 2 to 4, 4 to 4, 6 to 4. You know what? Why not? I'm going to do Improvised Weapon. I'm going to attack the Watcher from Another Dimension. I'll commit both these cards. Alright, here goes nothing. So, -1 to this. So, it's 2 to 4. So, I might now 6 to 4. We do pass. So, he gets discarded. I do draw a card because I successfully did that skill test. And unfortunately, that's not helpful. Alright. Last thing we'll go ahead and do is investigate. I'll commit a Deny Existence. So we are 4 to 3. And I'll use Granny Orn to pass. Yeah, because I can do +1 here thanks to that. So get a clue. And we have to immediately advance. Okay. His final bow. A shadow creeps along the wall beside you, and your heart leaps into your throat. You turn, and a figure flits away just out of sight. Either your mind is playing tricks on you, or someone else is in the theater. You follow the direction of the shadow, rounding a nearby corner. At the far end of the hall, he stands awaiting you. The man who wears the pallid mask, the stranger whose steps you have haunted for so many weeks. You may remember that you have been here before. The theater dissolves around you. The bright glare of two suns pierce into your eyes from above. Do you remember now? He asks. He turns and vanishes into the aether as if taunting you to follow. Spawn, the man in the pallid mask, at the palace of the king. So just like before. And then over here, you can search for the stranger. It is time to finally confront the stranger and learn the truth about his identity once and for all. Each investigator cannot discover clues. The man in the pallid mask cannot be defeated except by damage. And when he's defeated, he'll advance. And we already know what's going to happen when that happens. Okay. So we don't have to worry about getting clues, which is nice, I guess. I'm going to go ahead and continue with Agnes's turn. So let's go ahead and do search top 3. I am going to go ahead and grab this deny existence, level 5. I'm going to go ahead and use this to gain a resource and put another horror here. And I'm going to go ahead and draw a card. And then draw a card. And then I'll move. Yeah, I don't have to worry about not being able to play ally assets. Or I could just draw a card again. No, I don't want to do that because I could draw my weakness. So yeah, I'll just move a space. Okay. No, only enemy is the man in the pallid mask right now. Upkeep. Okay. And then upkeep. Alright. Mythos. 3 of 7. Test 3 will. If you have no remaining sanity, this gets +2 difficulty. If you fail, you take 2 damage. 4 damage instead if you have horror on you greater than twice your sanity. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and commit a Fearless. So we're 8 to 3. It's -3, right? Yep, -3. So that's still 5 to 3. I did succeed by 2 or more, so I do heal 2 horror. Just making sure I did that right. Yeah, I was at 6 because I have +1 from that. 8 -3, 5, 3. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just double checking myself. Okay, so I heal 2 horror, get rid of this, get rid of that, discard this. Okay, and then for you, if you have at least 3 horror on you, lose 1 action. Okay, and then it surges. Okay, rotting remains. I'll just do a. I'll do a gumption. So we'll be. Yeah, they'll put us at 5 to 1. Actually, no, I don't need to. 5 to 3. If I can just use Granny Orn. Okay, -2. We're good. All right. Let's start with. I guess I'll start with Agnes. So Agnes, I'm going to go ahead and just search top 3. All right. Thankfully, we have water protection. Also, I would have had to grab the dark memory. Okay, good to go on that front. I am going to go ahead and draw a card. Okay, that's not helpful. I'm going to go ahead and draw a card. I have to deal with this. I am 6 to 2. Good to go. All right. What do we got here? It's 1 action, take 1 damage. I don't have a way of fighting. So I'm going to go ahead and just draw a card. Okay, well, that I can play around with. At least next round. In the meantime, Patrice, just move up a space. And for her last action, I'm just going to gain a resource. Because I'm not going to have time to play anything anyway. Alright. Enemy phase, enemy's not going to do anything. Upkeep. We do upkeep first. Oh, good. There's our Dark Memory. All right, currently I have 10 cards in my hand. I need to discard 2. I'm going to discard the Long Shot and the other Holy Rosary, because everything else I can at least use for committing. All right, and then over here, good to go. We already drew our weakness, didn't we? Yeah, we drew our primary weakness at least. Okay. Mythos, 4 of 7. Dissonant Voices cannot play assets or events. This is an event. Okay. I'm gonna ward it. I need to get this out of me. I need to get this off of me. We'll put a horror here and just ward it. If it was any other turn, I would have happily dealt with that. All right. And then over here, reveal location with the most clues, which is this one. Take control of all of its clues. So I think you can still get clues off of this guy, but I'm not entirely certain. Oh, actually, take back the resource you just spent and this. I'm actually going to go ahead and have Patrice do this. And put a horror on Granny Orn. She can do it for other people, so that works out better for her. Okay, because I'd actually rather have Agnes have this locked in, since she can hold on to them. Okay, anyway, that is it for the Mythos phase. So investigation phase, I'm going to go ahead and search top 3. I will grab Right of Seeking. That'll be useful later. I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 to get out Dark Memory, which will put a Doom out. So we're 5 of 7. I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 to get out Earthly Serenity. And then I'm going to go ahead and activate Earthly Serenity. So we're right now 6 to 0. I am going to go ahead and commit this Heirloom. So that's going to be 8 to 0. Okay, so I passed by 7, so I can spend all these charges. So I'm going to go ahead and heal Agnes to full on horror. And then I'll spend the rest on Patrice. Okay. Alright, and that's it for her. Meanwhile, back at the plot, I'm going to go ahead and draw a card. And then I'm going to draw another card. And then I'm going to spend 3 to get out Mist Oil. And we have the searching one. Okay. Alright, horror-wise, we're looking pretty good. I'm going to keep the Arcane Initiate for now. Because it's not going to risk pushing anything too far. Enemies aren't doing anything. Upkeep. 1 second. Alright, I did forget to do, I did forget to shuffle. Oh good, we found our shuffling. Okay. I'll get us up and running. And then over here. Okie dokie, we need to get that out. Alright, slow and steady. Okay. Mythos, we're now 6 of 7. Lowest remaining sanity, alright. Well, I need to, can't play events. Okay, that's completely fine. Alright. So the issue here right now is the Byakhee. Because I don't really have a way of avoiding him. Like, at all. I could try evading him. which will add a curse, but at least I'll be able to, actually get something out then. Because yeah, I'm not gonna have any time to do anything with Patrice. I'm gonna gain 2 resources and then spend 3 resources to get out Mind's Eye, and then discard a Mind's Eye. All right, that's it for her. Granny Orn can at least help with the evasion check, because it's an investigator. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and try to evade. I will, well, actually, before we attempt it, I'll Arcane Initiate as always. Top 3. String of Curses. Interesting option, but not something I can really do much with right now. Shuffle before I forget. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and attempt to evade. I will commit a Promise of Power, which will add a Doom. Or not Doom, add a Curse. So currently we're going to be 7-3. We do pass. It is now evaded. Then I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 to get out my Shriveling. I'm going to use a charge of Shriveling to blast this thing. We are 9-3, and we do 3 damage to it. Okay. In that case, I am going to go ahead and gain a resource and kill off my Arcane Initiate. Ooh, actually, don't do that yet. So the reason why I'm not going to do it, actually, no, do it. Go ahead and do it. We'll go ahead and kill off the Arcane Initiate. And 1 second. Yeah. Okay, just making sure my resources were correct. They were. Okay. All right. That is all of that. That is all of that. Okay. We'll go enemy phase. No enemies are going to be active. Do anything. Upkeep. This guy will engage the person with the least amount of sanity left, which is you. Upkeep. All right, our other Shriveling. That's perfect. All right, and then for you. All right, are cornered and all that good stuff. Cool. Mythos. So since we killed off our Arcane Initiate, we don't advance yet. Can't use Lightning Bolt abilities. Okay, that's not the end of the world right now because I only have 1 Lightning Bolt ability. Discard cards from your play area with a total printed cost of X, where X is the amount of horror on the investigator. If no cards are discarded by this effect, take 2 horror. Alright, play area or my hand. So do I wish to get rid of... So I could get rid of cornered and winging it. And at the very least, I won't lose anything else. So, yeah, it's just cards from play area and or hand. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. As much as I hate losing cornered, I'd rather keep everything else at the moment. All right. And I can't play any events anyway. So, investigation phase. Let's start with Patrice. I'm going to go ahead and use Mind's Eye. So it will be 5-3. And I'll use Granny Orn since I failed by 1, and that'll make it so I pass. So that becomes 6. Yeah, that's good enough. Oh, actually, that would not have been enough. I apologize. I should have committed. Sorry, I misread this. I'm just going to say I committed a unexpected courage. Because that's the only way that's going to work. Because, yeah, while engaged with Investigator with Sanity 4 or fewer, it gets +1 fight, +1 evade. I would have committed something if that was the case. So we'll kill it off. Sorry about that, everyone. But it does mean I don't need to use Graining Orin either. So there we go. Next. You know what? Let's go ahead and get rid of the event thing, because I'm going to have to get rid of it eventually anyway. All right. Next. Agnes. I'm not concerned about the lightning bolts. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just move up one. What's this location even do? Nothing I care about. Okay, next I'm gonna go ahead and spend 3 to get my smaller shriveling out. And then, let's see, for my last action, I am just gonna gain a resource. Okay, nothing going on with the enemies yet. Upkeep. Okay, our other Arcane Initiate. And we got Haunted. Alright, little by little, we're getting rid of all of the bad things that are annoying Patrice. Mythos, it's going to advance. Not much I can do about it. Key to the turning a corner, you nearly bump into a nurse with light brown hair and sharp features. You tell her about the violent patients and the strange things you've seen, but she doesn't listen. When you inquire about Daniel, she informs you that he is a friend of the king and that he resides in the palace. Okay, I will go ahead and do the Will 4 test. So I am 6-4 right now. I'm just seeing who could make the test right now. By the way, your stats need to change. What are my choices? Okay, the other's book. Okay, the choice is either Doom, Horror, or we do a 4 test. The problem is if I draw the 3, that's it. So I'm going to have to commit the Arcane Initiate. So 7-4. Okay, we passed. We didn't need to use it, but it's better than doing that. So you snap out of it. If you're successful, advance to Agenda 2A. If you fail, you must choose another option. Okay. Madness Rounds. I thought too of the king in yellow, wrapped in the fantastic colors of his tattered mantle, and that bitter cry of Castleda, not upon us, O king, not upon us. Now he has +1 fight and cannot be defeated. If there's 10 damage on him, you advance. Yeah, regardless, we have to gradually work our way through this. So, Mythos cards. Another one of these guys. Okay. And, okay, I'm 4-3 right now. And we can go 6-3 with this. 6-3. We're good. Alright, spend 2 actions, get rid of Haunted. I'm going to go ahead and fast out Hope, because I feel like we're going to need you more. And then I'm going to move. Alright. Next, we'll have Agnes go. I'm going to attempt to obliterate this thing. We're going to go 9-3. Okay, I pass. I'm going to take 2 horror. I'll put 1 here, 1 here, use my ability. That's going to do 3 damage from this, and 1 damage from my ability, so it kills it. There, 1 down. Next, I'm going to go ahead and move. Get engaged by you. And I'm going to also blast you with the the wonders of magic. All right, 8-3. Is that another? Draw another. Yep. Okay, I do pass. I do kill this guy. I do take 1 horror, unfortunately. I've already used my ability this round, so that's all that matters. Okay. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and check to see if I get that clue, so BRB. Okay, taking control is not discovering, so I'm going to go with the verbiage. All right, that is it for this. He is still aloof, so we're good on that front. We do need to kind of speed things along a little bit, but it is what it is. All right, upkeep. Yep, upkeep. Oh, good. All right. Our other corner, that's good. Mythos, first doom. I have 2 horror on me. So I have to, yeah, I'm going to get rid of a string of curses and a ward, because I don't want to lose any of the rest of the stuff here. Okay, I do lose 1 action. Okay, same situation. If I get too much, way too much horror, these things will kill me. All right. Yeah, getting rid of these is going to be annoying. Okay, investigation phase. I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 to get out Pete Sylvester. I'm going to go ahead and engage this man in the Pallid Mask. And then I'm going to blast him with a Shriveling. 10-4. Okay, I am going to take 2 horror, which I am going to put both on Pete. But it does 3 damage to this guy and defeats him. Does he have any special rules this time? Not from what I can tell. Okay. Alright, spawn to set aside that guy, Lord of Carcosa. So we're doing the Lord of Carcosa version. Alright. Okay, this one's not too bad. I believe this is the one we fought before. He has 18 health, 3 fight. Oh, sorry, he actually has 4 fight. 4 fight, 3 evade, 18 health. Goes after the most remaining sanity. Hunter, massive. If he ever does excess horror, you will take damage as well. And then while being attacked or evaded by someone who has no remaining sanity, it increases the amount of auto fails, and it just hits for horror. Okay. The King in Tatters. I heard the King in Yellow whispering to my soul. It is fearful. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. If there are no clues on your location, remove each investigator's clues from the game. Flip your location over and resolve the text on the other side. And if he's defeated, you advance. So this is the last of it. Now we're just racing against the clock. So key thing here, no matter how fast we go, we will advance the agenda once we have 10 damage on him. But we can get, and we can't get clues off this location until we have at least 10 damage on him. So that's something we have to be aware of. Okay, that was all of Agnes's actions. I will recover 1 horror from Pete, and that'll be it on that front. Okay, next I'll go with Patrice. I'm going to go ahead and move to join here. Oh my god, I'm not going to be able to play this cornered either. I'm just too busy. I mean, it's either that or I stay back and just let Agnes take a hit. which might not be a bad idea because we've already dealt with most of the bad cards. So you know what? I'll stay back. And I'll help out next round. Okay. So yeah, I'll spend 2 to get out cornered. And for my last action, I'm just going to gain a resource. Or actually, I can grab clues here. Yeah, I'll grab clues. Don't gain a resource. We'll do sharp vision. So that puts us at 5 to 2. And I'll discard the brute force. So that's going to be 7 to 2. Never mind. Alright, game, thanks. Thank you for all the auto fails. It's what I always wanted. Alright, enemy phase. I'm going to get hit for 2 horror. I'll put 1 on Pete. And I'll take 1, use my ability to do 1 damage. We're on the board. Okay. Upkeep. Alright, draw the top card of your deck if it is. Okay, so I think I was handling this through the gates wrong last time. I should be handling the card that comes right after it. So it's actually going to be... Actually, how's this work? Yeah, I believe that's how it works. So yeah, this will go here. And my next card would have been Sharp Vision. Yeah, that was the mistake I was making previously. But it is what it is. Where's my other Sharp Vision? So these are removed from the game. I do keep drawing until I go up to 5, though. Alright. Well. Got that. Patrice needs to deal with some things. She's got some troubles. Alright, Mythos. Second Doom. Oh my god, go away! There are no cultist enemies. Yeah, no cultist enemies. This could surge. 5 to 4. I'm gonna go ahead and just commit a St. Hubert's Key and go 6 to 4. That's a pass. I should have just done cornered. That would have been fine too. All right, investigation phase. Oh boy. So we're a little busy. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and move to here. See if I can help out with what's going on here. I'm going to go ahead and evade using Hope. So currently we are 5 to 3. I am going to go ahead and I'll commit a Gumption. So it'll be 5 to 1. Good to go. You're now evaded. And then I will go ahead and get out this clasp. That'll be it on that end. Okay. Meanwhile, with this nonsense. Yeah, the problem is that I have a lot of horror on me. Alright. Okay, yeah, we'll go ahead and do this. We'll go ahead and do a Shriveling max power 10 to 4. Okay, so 3 damage. Then I'm going to go ahead and evade 4 to 2. Alright, I will take 1 horror and use my ability to kill it. Then I'm going to go ahead and do Uncage the Soul to replay the Shriveling. And then Pete will heal for 1 horror. Alright. Another dull moment. Okay, enemy phase. He ain't gonna do anything because he's exhausted. Upkeep. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, actually, I can resolve this whenever I want, can't I? Well, sorry. Only Patrice can resolve it because I can't activate those effects. Okay. Well, sure. You'll go up there. Mythos. Oh yeah, sorry. Do this too. Hey, her Valiant Lynn and Madame Lebranche. Okay. Mythos. We're gonna add a Doom at the end of the enemy phase. Okay. Reveal location with the most clues, so it'll be this one. Yellow sign again. I'm 5 to 4. I'll go ahead and commit Occult Theory. So that's going to make it 8 to 4. We're good. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start with Agnes. Agnes, you say you charge a smaller shriveling to deal with the Fanatic. 9 to 3. Alright, I will take a horror. I'll go ahead and use my ability to do a damage to that guy. Take that clue. Alright. Yeah, it's only encounter cards and enemy attacks I can use this against. Which is not the end of the world. But, alright, I'm going to go ahead and use a charge of this shriveling. 10 to 3. Okay, 3 damage. 10 to 3. 3 damage. Alright. We do have time, so we're not going to worry about that part. Patrice, let's go ahead and have you evade with hope. So again, we're 5 to 3. Yeah, we'll just go 5 to 3 here. We do pass just barely. Oh, also, it wasn't against 3, it was against 4. I keep forgetting he has +1, but that's fine. This still doesn't change the... my number big. Alright, so yeah, just making sure I did this right. Yeah, I had 5, it goes to 3, and the other was a 0. So cool, we'll get rid of that curse token. You are now evaded. I'm going to go ahead and... How do I want to deal with you? Yeah, I think I'm going to wait around at the very least. So I'll go ahead and spend an action to do 2 damage to Patrice. And then last... Actually, you know what? Don't do that yet. We'll go ahead and keep using this opportunity to keep prepping. So instead, I'm going to gain a resource and then spend it. And we'll spend it on Patrice's Valiant Lynn, then use it to discard Madame Lebranche and gain a resource. Okay. Enemy phase, we will add 1 curse. Upkeep. Oh, and Pete heals for 1. Okay. I do need to do Lost Soul. Actually, give me a moment. Alright, this is going to get a bit messy, because I just looked up how Patrice's drawing thing works, and she draws up to her max hand size all at the same time, and then you resolve the revelations. So instead of discarding this Sharp Vision, I would have drawn a card instead, which would have been this Clasp of Black Onyx. And then this would get discarded. I wouldn't lose the Clasp of Black Onyx because it's not a weakness, it just goes into my hand. Give me a second. Alright. And then instead of using Gumption I still could use the St. Hubert's key to do the skill check with the yellow sign. That's fine. So that's fine. And then instead of using gumption, I would have just discarded the sharp vision to do the evade, do whatever evade thing I was doing, or skill check I was doing. And then of course I still get to play that, so that doesn't change anything. What does change is what cards I drew next. So 1 second. All right, and then this would have been my hand for this last round. Obviously, the occult theory would have saved us from one of the things we drew earlier. Probably another yellow sign, looks like. Really? Was it another one? Yep, another yellow sign. Okay, which I used the occult theory to get rid of. That's fine. I did some sort of evasion nonsense and then get Patrice's violin out. And then I could have discarded the gumption to get a resource, which is what I did. And then I would have drawn Madame Lebranche, a Mind's Eye, then Lost Soul, and not the Deny Existence. There you go. It's now legit. I need to resolve Lost Soul still, so I am currently 5-3. I'm just going to make the check as normal. I will use Granny Orange to pass it. Okay. My apologies. That was a mess. I should have looked that up when I initially had questions about it. So yeah, the way I've been doing it in the previous sessions were correct. I just double guessed myself. In any case, everything else here is fine. Also, during the skill test, I'll go ahead and lightning bolt this and get myself 2 more secrets. All right, sorry if that was a mess. This is now legit. That I'm pretty certain about. All right, upkeep, Mythos. 4 of 7. I'm just making sure this is all correct. Moving curse token. We just added a curse token. Okay, curses are correct. Okay, and we just added the doom. Okay, do this. Another one of these. It's a tie, so I'll just keep putting them on this guy because it's making my life a lot easier. Spawns in Bleak Plains. All right, well, I'm definitely not going to be flipping anything anytime soon. All right. Investigation phase. All right. So the Madame Lebranche I have in hand is actually legit now. That's fine. So if we do 10, it's going to advance the agenda, and then we're going to need to deal with the Palace of the get Palace of the King all cleared out. And that's probably the only location we want to flip over at this point. So, yeah. All right, well, I'll start with Agnes. Agnes is going to go ahead and blast this Fanatic. Killed it. I'll get his clue. Then I'll go ahead and blast What's-His-Face. All right, he's now at 10. This will automatically advance. All right, the final guest. If it isn't our final guest, the doorman announces, Miss Devine, your presence here has been long awaited. The creature slithers up to the side of the palace. You swear you've seen the symbol on her amulet before. Wait, that can't be right. Well, now the real party can begin. It roars. Spawn the set-aside beast of Alder blah 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 at the Palace of the King, and then shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. All right, so we got this guy now. All right, he gets 2 fights now, and now we can't kill them until we know the secret. I cannot forget for Carcosa, madness dies, where black stars hang in the heavens, where the shadows of men's thoughts lengthen in the afternoon, where the twin suns sink into the lake of Holly, and my mind will bear forever the memory of the pallid mask. Okay. Okie dokie. I still have an action remaining, so we'll go ahead and use it. to blow this guy to smithereens. 10 to 3. Alright, 3 damage. Alright, that's fine. Alright, I'll go ahead and start with Patrice. I'll go ahead and evade this guy. We will go ahead and discard Madame Lebranche. So that puts us at... actually, do we want to do it that way? I don't really care about... you know what? I'm kind of okay with just taking the hit this round. So let's just focus this guy down. The only way we know how, with violence. Okay. So in that case, I'm going to go ahead and use Mind's Eye. We're now 5 to 3. I'll discard Madame Lebranche to go 7 to 3. Okay, 1 damage. We'll go ahead and spend another charge. 5 to 3. 1 damage. And 1 more. 5 to 3. 1 damage. Alright. Enemy phase. Before I forget, let's go ahead and put the Doom down. Alright, we'll resolve... let's go ahead and resolve What's-His-Face first. So horror here, because it's going to hit both of us because of massive. I'm going to go ahead and use Deny Existence to heal 2 horror. And then and then that's it for him. Then I'm going to get hit for 2 damage and 1 health, or 1 horror. And then I'll use my ability to finish that guy off. Okay. All we have to do now is get the 3 clues off of this thing, and then get the secret. Upkeep. Okay. Okay. Mythos. Yeah, we added the curse token. Okay. Can't commit skill cards. Okay. That sucks, but not the end of the world. I have sanity, so this is just a 5 to 3 test. I'll commit a fearless. 6 to 3. We pass, we heal 1 horror. Okay. Investigation phase. I'm going to go ahead and discard Hope to auto-evade. And I can't shuffle her back in, unfortunately, so it is what it is. I am going to go ahead and investigate, though. We're currently 3 to 2. I'll discard Zeal. So that's going to be 5 to 2. Actually, we'll discard Deny Existence. 5 to 2. So that's 3 to 2, so we do pass. We get 1 clue. I'm going to go ahead and gain a resource and then fast out Zeal as my last actions. Okay. And then I will go ahead and on Agnes's turn, I'm going to go ahead and spend 4 to get out Rite of Seeking. I'm then going to go ahead and use said right of seeking to investigate. This is 9 to 2. All right, we do pass. We didn't fail the check, so we're good on that front. I am going to lose all my remaining actions, but I will get the 2 clues here. All right, this guy is not a hunter. All right, enemy phase, add a doom, or add a curse, sorry, upkeep. You'll get back to fresh state. We're going to end up taking a horror here, so I'll just put it here. Okay. And then Mythos, we're now 2 of 9. Surge, if you have no remaining sanity. Okay, so it just surges. Dissonant Voices, okay. Cannot play events, okay. All right. We've been a little busy. All right. So how's this lightning bolt work? Remove each investigator's clues from the game, then flip the location. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do that right now. Got rid of all our clues. Flip this location over. All right, you now know the secret. We read this all before, so I'm not going to read it again. Okay, and now we just need to do 8 damage to this guy. I'm going to go ahead and first work on evading, though. We'll use Mind's Eye, so we're 5 to 3. I'll go ahead and discard a Winging It. So we'll be 7 to 3. All right, we pass. Shuffle all but 1 card. Yeah, I can't do anything with that. All right, you are evaded. I am then going to go ahead and I'm going to use Patrice's Violin to discard a Perception to gain a resource. I'm then going to go ahead and spend 5 resources to discard this possession. It's not an event, so we're okay on that front. And then I'm going to take 2 damage to myself to get rid of this one, and that'll be it. Okay, meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and attack this guy. We are currently 10 to 3. Or 10 to 5, sorry. And I'll commit a long shot. Okay, we do pass. Get rid of curse. We do 4 damage to him. So he has 4 health remaining. Could I kill him now? Maybe. Oh, sorry. I can't commit skills to kill skill test. Never mind. Definitely can't kill him now then. So the situation is I'm out of juice. That's the situation I'm in right now. And I can't even do lightning bolt abilities right now. Okay. Oh, also this guy moves. When a location is he's unengaged and ready, so he would have moved 1 step closer. Doesn't matter, he's not going to attack us, and I'm not going to flip any more locations. Enemy phase, of course we're going to add a curse back. Upkeep, he'll unexhaust. Okay, Sword Cane. We can okay, we're back to fighting again. And then over here, upkeep. Okay. Got some wards to play around with. All right, Mythos, we're 3 of 9. I think we're okay now. In any case, 7 to 4. Yeah, 7 to 4 then. Oh, that's a bad one to fail. Okay. So I'm going to take 2 horror. We'll put 1 here, 1 here, and use my ability to do 1 damage to this guy. And then search my deck for a madness. I don't think I have any madnesses left. Wrong. I have a madness. All right. And then what? Shuffle the deck. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I actually don't mind that. It wasn't too bad. All right. And then for you, do we have a cultist? We do now. All right. Well, he gets a clue. Good for him, I guess. I don't remember if we drew that earlier or not. I don't think we did. Or at least not while he was out in play. If he had, I apologize, because all that would have meant is it would not have surged, which would have saved us a little bit of heartache. Okay. In any case, investigation phase. So we need to do 4 damage. I'll start with Agnes. I'll spend 2. Because I can still play... I can play 1 card. Yeah, I can play 1 card. So I'll play this Sword Cane, which doesn't provoke. I'll activate it immediately to attack. So, 7 to 5. We'll go... Oh, I can't commit. Yeah, we'll just go 7 to 5. Okay, that's 1 damage. Then I'll exhaust and attack again, 7 to 5. Another damage. Then I'm going to play this thing here and provoke an attack. Use my ability to do a damage. Oh, sorry, I cannot do that actually. I can't play another card. So for my last action, this guy doesn't even have retaliate. I'll do a basic fight action. Sure. No, that's not gonna help. Last action, I'll gain a resource. No, I can't do that either. Yeah, play, engage, resource action. Okay, I can draw a card. I will draw a card that will provoke. So damage there, horror here. Use my ability to do a damage. Give me 1 moment. Alright, I was just verifying the damage. It is correct, as is my horror and all that good stuff. Okay, in that case, let's go ahead and get to work with Patrice here. I wonder what she's going to do. I'll go ahead and commit, do Mind's Eye. Oh, actually, I don't even need to do that. I'll just use Zeal and auto succeed, and that'll do 1 damage. And that's it. We know the secret, so has been defeated. We'll go ahead and advance. Then, a chorus of cries echoes throughout your mind. Chaotic organ chords torture your ears. You fall to your knees and blood drips from your eyes. The realm of Carcosa shatters into millions of pieces and fades into the empty void of space. Curtain falls. And this was Lord, I believe. Yep, Lord of Carcosa. Alright, so we go Resolution 3. Alright. Prevent him from escaping from prison. Record the names of each person that has 1 copy of a Procession Treachery, which is nobody. We managed to clear those out before we do anything. The rest, these are whispers in your head, so those are fine. Suffer 2 physical trauma, which isn't actually too bad. I mean, it's probably bad for Patrice, but everyone else is kind of okay. Each investigator gets a bunch of victory, which is fine, which is just, I think it's just 5, isn't it? Well, no, I'll get 8 in total. And we win. Yeah, no one goes bonkers. We're good to go on that front. Yeah, I think as long as you, I think you win, as long as you, yeah, all the other options, I think, just get you different trauma overall, which is fine by me. Okay. Yeah, sorry for the mess. Honestly, I second guessed myself on that weakness, unfortunately, and that forced me to do all that shenanigans and kind of replay things. Thankfully, I was able to kind of walk it back and just kind of play through it as normal. And with Patrice, it didn't really change how she plays because she just usually uses everything as a unexpected courage. So yeah, I do want to do another run of this in the future where I go Doubt instead. Doubt seems definitely will have some interesting things to it. Obviously, the idea of behind conviction is you believe everything is happening and you have to stop it type situation. And Doubt is like, this is so ridiculous, I don't believe it's happening. And you're just doing it that way. There's also, of course, the route where you get, you go really high on both of them and tie, which is pretty hard to do. So that'll be kind of interesting as well. Yeah, overall, this team was great. Like I said, the biggest issue was having overlap because I had Peter on both. I had Peter on both investigators, which that's definitely how I would play Patrice, is have Peter Sylvester as one of the allies because he's very good. Of course, he provides additional willpower and some additional agility. The main things, of course, the healing, the horror, and all that good stuff. I did mention that I didn't really care much for the desperation stuff. Having to wait on it requires, oddly enough, it requires too much setup to put to use. It requires a St. Hubert's key. If you want to set it up without taking any additional horror on purpose, you essentially would have to get a St. Hubert's key out and play, which takes an action and costs 4 resources. And once you're doing that, you're not going to be able to get the rest of your stuff out. And St. Hubert's key is okay. Like having both St. Hubert's key and an upgraded Granny Orn does get you to 6-4 will and intelligence. But honestly, I wasn't really caring about my base stats that much, except for willpower, obviously. Everything else I kind of just took care of it through use of cornered and things like that. So yeah, obviously as we leveled up, we filtered out the desperation cards. I've already made a new Patrice deck that doesn't use desperation at all. Instead, the other issue with desperation cards is the same reason the generic skill cards are kind of rough, is they're usually used for only one thing. For example, overpower is only for strength checks and so forth. And desperation is kind of the same boat. I kind of wish there was more desperation cards, just to see how you can make something like that work. But like I said, going without the desperation cards, you can, instead of going St. Hubert's key, you can go Holy Rosary, which kind of helps with Patrice's durability, because she does start. I do still say to go 2 horror for her trauma for the in the thick of it. I believe I mentioned the deck that I kind of based this off of did, instead of doing it in the thick of it, it did go with 2 arcane researches, which of course does the same amount of trauma. But you don't start with 3 XP. Instead, you could potentially upgrade your ward of protections for free over the course of two sessions, essentially. But beyond that, it's generally not worth it. The only reason you would go to arcane researches instead is if you were intending on doing some other spell stuff, which we were not. Mind's Eye is great for Patrice. I don't think it's great for anyone else. Patrice cycles through her deck. Being able to just discard your copies to get more secrets on this thing is very useful. Being able to turn any test into a will test is also very powerful. Even with her just kind of mediocre will stat with 4, I mean, she can make up for it with Granny Orn and then cornered. Speaking of cornered are amazing. Like we saw it on some of the scenarios. Like if we started with a cornered or 2 in our starting hand, we were good. Like we were set. Like at that point, all the cards in our hand become unexpected courages. Speaking of skills, we were pretty skill heavy. All the skills are besides the desperations, which we just talked about. Survivor skills are pretty decent, as is some of the mystic skills. I did look up some of the mystic skills, and I didn't realize occult theory was a thing. Which honestly, occult theory is really good for this. It's also a practice card. So yeah, that's pretty good. I think Patrice's Violin is very good. Starting with that does get you a lot of resources. One thing we didn't have in this deck really is economy. Patrice's Violin, and I guess technically Madame Lebranche can get you a little bit of resources. I think in overall, if I was going to replace anything, I would probably replace Madame Lebranche with... Actually, no, I wouldn't replace... so the way I would go for the starting deck, I would have 3 allies. I would have Mist Oil, Pete Sylvester, and Madame LeBranche. And then when I'm ready to get Granny Orne level 3, I would replace Madame LeBranche with her. That would be what I do. Madame LeBranche was mainly there for soaking and get a little extra resources, just because, instead of going from 0 to 1, you can go to 0 to 2 essentially, and that's kind of the idea behind it. The charismas were a good call. We didn't really need all three. I never really used the second charisma, but at that point I had kind of everything else built. So I think there's 4 female survivor characters, quote unquote. There's technically a guardian that kind of shifts into survivor, but we got Patrice, we got Stella, we got Rita, and we have Wendy. Wendy, I was definitely very, very bad with. I was not familiar with the archetype I was trying to play as, and also just compared to the other 3, that being Patrice, Rita, and Stella. One thing I really like about these survivor investigators in particular is the fact they don't really require much to get going. Like Rita is pretty much good to go right out of the box because she has 5 agility and then she can just use her ability to do damage through evading. And Patrice is not in the same boat, but she can cycle through her deck quick enough that she can generally find what she needs gradually and kind of go from there. Like as long as you get like one of your corners out or a mind's eye, you're at least in a state where you can do things. And even if I didn't draw those, I have skill cards that I could probably use for at least something until I'm ready. And, worst case scenario, I could spend the first round just drawing a few cards to see if I can play something. So there's a lot of things you can do with that. So yeah, I would say the only issue she has is her first scenario is pretty rough because she doesn't have any of her corners yet. I did opt to get the Mind's Eyes first, which I think is a good call. We did have Rite of Seeking for a little while, obviously, but that was kind of just something I was going to immediately replace one way or the other. Really, the key thing were, of course, with the Mind's Eye isn't cornered. The Granny Orne level 3 is pretty good as well. Also, if you're going Holy Rosary, you don't really need to worry about upgrading into... Where is it? Into Grizzly Totem. It's not a bad card, but it's not one I'm desperately in need of. Besides that, the only upgrades I probably wish I had done sooner or did it at all was the Fearlesses, because that would definitely help with recovering horror on her own. In fact, yeah, I should have done that instead of doing the Charisma level 3, but I wasn't thinking at the time. As for her weakness, which one did she even have? Oh, that's right, Haunted was rough. Pretty much Haunted was, I need to get rid of this now, and if I don't, I'll be in a lot of trouble. Granted, with the changes I made with the new deck, I would at least have things like Rise to the Occasion level 0 to at least try to mitigate that. Granted, level 0 Rise to the Occasion is nowhere near as good, but it's better than nothing. So it is what it is. Yeah, a lot of these, I will say for the events that we did have, obviously we had the water protections were pretty iffy since you don't get to keep those in your hand. Same thing for Deny Existences, but still, if you get them, great. If you don't, then they're a wild commit. The other thing I definitely replaced on my new deck is I got rid of Prophecy and replaced it with something else, literally. It was not worth taking. I don't like Prophecy. It can be committed for a while, but you can just literally get anything else to do the same thing. It can go up to 2 and 3 if you get enough Doom, but that's not something you really want to rely on. Anyway, back to the events. The improvised weapons and the what's it called? To do improvised weapon, and where is the other one? Is it already in here? Winging it. Both of those were really good. There are going to be some upgraded form as a recording that by the time you see this video, I'm pretty sure the upgraded versions will be out with the new expansion. That's definitely going to help flesh her out. Being able to get these easily into your discard pile by just either using cornered, Patrice's Violin, or just letting your turn pass made them very, very useful. Even though it's just -1 Shroud or -1 Fight, being able to just do this in conjunction with Mind's Eye or Granny Orne just got you a lot more value out of it, being able to do 2 damage or get 2 clues and so forth. Oh yeah, and I guess we should talk about Miss Doyle. We did start with her. She's good. I do like using Miss Doyle. We didn't really use the cats as much. In most cases, they were kind of just used as a get out of jail free for dealing with our weakness, which honestly, the weakness is not a big deal. Like, it does hit for 3. It's scary if it's in your hand when you're about to cycle through the deck. But damage was the least of my concerns in most situations. I did lose once because of damage, but it was not because of the Watcher. Yeah, the cats, the 2 of the 3 of the cats can just deal with the Watcher. But even if you didn't want to do the auto succeed, you can still just tap it to do like a check at 5, which is still really good. Like if you get something like the one that does the book check, you can just use that for your investigating and then save your charges on Mind's Eye to do something else. Or vice versa, you can do, have Zeal out and use that for fighting while you keep the Mind's Eye for investigating or something along those lines. It felt like I didn't use these cats as often as I would like, but still the 2/2 soak was nice, and when I did use it, it mattered. So overall, I really like Patrice. She's definitely one of those characters I would love to try again. Probably not anytime soon. There's a lot of investigators I would like to retry soon. So I'm not going to say too much about Agnes. She's the OG Mystic. She's very solid. Having down the rabbit hole arcane research and stuff makes it a very predictable level upgrade system. That being said, I will say for at least this campaign, getting Earthly Serenities, getting any sort of consistent high value healing, particularly with Sanity, is very useful, especially in this final scenario, which I'm pretty sure is what I did in the previous campaign too, or the previous time we ran this. Who'd we have? Actually, no, we couldn't have. Oh no, we could have, but I don't know if Minty Fan actually did pick up this card or not, because it is a survivor card, so you can grab it. Oh yeah, you could also put this on Patrice if you really want to, but again, Mind's Eye. The biggest issue with Mind's Eye for other characters, by the way, is the 2 slots it takes. So it's pretty much just made for Patrice, and that's it. Anyway, so yeah, for Agnes, the only, I guess, key things for Mystic side is trying to make use of the hand slots a bit more often. So Sword Canes are really nice. It does give you a means to evade. You can also just have it in your hand and not worry about playing it until you need it. It also can be used as just a plank, because obviously you don't want to use a charge to kill something with 1 HP. Traveling level 5 is kind of nice. It is kind of dangerous though, but with Agnes's ability, you're at least getting something out of it. Forbidden Knowledges is pretty much designed for Agnes, but you can also use it to kind of kill off your Arcane Initiates. Arcane Initiates, of course, are fantastic. String of Curses, I don't think we actually used it that much. We used it a few times. We used it in the library, and that was about it. Like, we just didn't need it. And usually, in most cases, you need both of them out to actually, insta-kill something. Upgrading the Uncaged Soul definitely helped a lot. Being able to discard one of your spells and then immediately play it again with full charges is huge. Because obviously the biggest issue we're running into with any Mystic is running out of charges, and then you're just stuck. Same reason why we took Sword Cane. Obviously, being a Mystic that gets Pete Sylvester is very, very good. No complaints there. Long Shot is probably the only thing I'm a little iffy about. Because, it's still useful, but I don't know. The times when I could use it were kind of few and far between. But it is something that essentially acts as a vicious blow that can work with anything, whether you're using the Sword Cane or the Shrivelings. So there is that. The only survivor cards I didn't really mess around with Agnes was like things like Lucky and Take Heart, and honestly it's just because I didn't have the space for them. For Mystic cards or Mystic deck that uses Arcane Initiate, you definitely want to have as many spells as possible so you don't whiff as much. And surprisingly, I whiffed a lot, despite my efforts. So having both Pete Sylvester and Arcane Initiate was a little rough. But I think it's still better overall, just so you can have at least it gets you more opportunities to get an ally at all. And then obviously the other issues, if you get Pete Sylvester out, you're kind of at the mercy of the deck whether or not you use your spells out when you need them. Besides that, the campaign itself is pretty good. Like I said, the first few scenarios are just rough, and then it gets a lot easier once you level up a bit. Anyway, I think that's about it. our next campaign is going to be Circle Undone again, and it'll be our second time through it. I think I'm going to be playing with Jacqueline Fine as one of the new characters, and then I'm actually going to go ahead and probably replay Zoe for that campaign. I mean, I am going to probably take a bit of a hiatus because I have so much of a backlog of this game because I enjoy playing it so much, but I need to go and like record something else for my other days. So I'm probably going to take a little bit of a break. But by the time you guys see this video, I'll probably already have plenty of videos and probably did more campaigns and complained about other things. But overall, yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. Also, by the time you guys see this video, there'll probably be the new campaign, which does introduce like 3 new female investigators that we can mess around with. One of them's a guardian. One of them can be either seeker or mystic, and then there's course, and then the official release for Gloria will be happening. I don't know if I'll ever play Gloria though, but I may try her just to see how ridiculous she is. But we'll see how that goes. In any case, I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. I am the Depressed Eeyore, and this was Arkham Horror, the card game, the path to Carcosa, and technically we beat the Stranger again, so we're at 10. And I'll see you guys next time.